Welcome to Research Roundup by Integrated Benefits Institute, the podcast where we dive into the latest trends and research in the workplace health and productivity space. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah Lee Gurlal. Each episode, we will bring you the most recent studies, insightful analyses, and actionable takeaways to help you create a healthier, more productive workplace. Whether you're an employer, a benefits consultant, or a vendor, this podcast is designed to keep you informed and ahead of the curve. Let's get started. Extended absences from work, whether due to illness, injury, or mental health, cause ripple effects for employees, companies, and entire communities. The individual faces not only lost wages, but also lost career momentum, fewer opportunities, and psychological stress that can linger beyond the absence itself. For organizations, research from IBI and independent surveys puts the annual productivity loss from uncontrolled disability and absence at billions of dollars each year in the U.S., even before considering the hidden cost of turnover and diminished engagement. Even larger is the societal impact, as disengaged workers lead to reduced economic productivity and greater public health expenditure. Recent evidence from IBI's Return to Work Success Strategies report, data from peer-reviewed journals, and a range of international employer case studies reveals what it takes not only to bring people back after an absence, but also to keep them working in a sustainable way. One of the sharpest findings is the critical importance of acting quickly. In programs where employees are contacted within the first month of absence, the return to work probability is over 70%. Wait until week 10, and that likelihood is sliced in half. The moment inertia sets in, odds of a successful return diminish rapidly. These numbers reinforce what case managers and HR professionals identify as the danger zone. Waiting creates both a psychological and practical barrier that's hard to reverse. Even so, making contact is only the beginning. The weight of recent research falls on the need for a coordinated, integrated approach when return-to-work planning brings together HR, line management, benefits advisors, healthcare teams, and the employee into a single, clearly mapped strategy. The effects multiply. The IBI report found that organizations with these multi-domain programs accelerate the return-to-work process by 40% compared to organizations where each department manages absence in a silo. For a medium or large employer, this acceleration translates to substantial real-world savings and greater talent continuity. There's growing consensus in the disability management literature that self-efficacy, clients' belief in their own ability to get back on the job, is the single strongest predictor of return. Clear communication, early expectation setting, and celebrating small wins refill the employee's psychological tank that is often depleted by stressful time away. Training managers is not just a nice to have, it is essential. Interviews with experts ranging from Sedgwick to the Standard and direct quotes from IBI focus groups paint a clear picture. When managers are trained and empowered to reach out unambiguously, to offer support without judgment, and to discuss accommodation options like part-time returns, altered job tasks, or flexible roles, recovery is far quicker. In fact, programs that equip supervisors with structured RTW dialogue tools deliver a 15 to 27% reduction in lost work days, compared to those in which managers are left to figure it out on their own. A parallel takeaway is how few accommodations cost significant money or time to implement. More than half, according to U.S. Department of Labor benchmarking and what's described in IBI's own focus groups, are quick wins. Think adjusting hours, breaking a job down into core activities, or temporarily modifying physical demands. Yet, too often basic process gaps get in the way. Inconsistencies in job descriptions and generic, sometimes conflicting physician notes lead to unnecessary delays. Employers making the most progress invest in clarifying essential functions for each job. They also use specialized staff or case managers who can translate restrictions into concrete, workable plans. Examples from national employers show how direct facility audits, literally walking the floor, can identify suitable modified tasks almost immediately. In one heavy manufacturing plant highlighted by the IBI report, simply reviewing production lines revealed at least 6 tasks that nearly any employee with mild restrictions could perform safely. Programs that thrive today also look beyond medical logic to non-medical barriers. For some, transportation, or even anxiety about returning, can be a bigger challenge than physical readiness. Exemplary return-to-work systems now use digital surveys to flag social and financial hazards and route employees to vocational specialists or local community agencies. It's this kind of personal support, documented in IBI's latest industry interviews, that keeps return-to-work numbers high across diverse workforces. Another lesson is that throwing more resources at a program does not always produce commensurate results. Low-intensity, well-coordinated interventions, those using frequent but short check-ins, digital nudges, and clear roadmaps, can be as effective as intensive, high-touch rehab if the structure and follow-through are strong. Success depends not on the number of people involved, but on alignment, clarity, and actionable feedback. Today's leading organizations track outcomes past the initial return. One benchmark is the 6-week sustainability metric, measuring how many employees remain at work for at least 6 consecutive weeks after their official return. Programs that build follow-up into their RTW process, asking what's working, and making adjustments on the fly, outperform those that mark the process as complete after the first day back. Measurement and accountability are growing in sophistication. High-performing employers now combine data from attendance, EAP, benefits claims, and even engagement and satisfaction survey responses. They segment these metrics by manager, department, and even region to spot trends and close gaps. Benchmarking time to return, modification uptake, and satisfaction scores not only helps prove return on investment for RTW efforts, it also builds internal momentum for further improvements. If you're planning or updating your process, review your organization for a few fundamentals. Are employees always contacted before week 4? Do managers receive regular RTW training, especially as policies, leadership, or workflows evolve? Are essential job functions documented and visible to HR and clinical teams so that accommodation can be clear, quick, and tailored? Is non-medical risk screening part of your standard leave review? Do you offer centralized navigation support, not just paperwork, so people feel they have an advocate in their corner? Take a regular audit, quarterly is best, of where process gaps are causing unnecessary delays, misunderstandings, or employee stress. Consider piloting digital tools that allow managers and employees to co-create phased return schedules, select from pre-vetted accommodations, and track progress side by side. Regular communication is another lever. At one financial services company cited in the IBI research, sending thoughtful, personalized messages, sometimes just a short, "We're thinking of you," or "Here's your next step," shifted the average duration of paid disability leave down by nearly 18% over 2 years. When employees know their manager is invested, through small gestures, not grand announcements, they come back both sooner and with higher morale. Return to work success is never just one department's job. Data across the board say it works best when ownership sits with a cross-functional team, supported by clear procedures and shared metrics. The organizations seeing dramatic improvements are those that treat return to work as an essential part of business resilience and employer brand. They are the first to capture and share small success stories, learn from misses, and adjust ahead of the market. Return to work is about more than dollars and days. When organizations personalize support, create a culture of expectation and care, and measure what matters, the benefit extends well past the individual. Departments become more adaptable, teams see higher trust, and the entire business grows more resilient. The real return is a workforce that knows, at every level, that their employer has a genuine plan to help them come back, not just when things go right, but especially when something derails the ordinary. IBI's research, tools, and member insights are updated every year, with fresh case studies and benchmarks you can use for your own planning. If you're building out your RTW toolkit or advocating new investments, lean on that evidence and bring in stories from across your organization. The right approach can make a difference not only in reintegrating an employee, but in cultivating the trust, loyalty, and shared purpose that keep top talent engaged. This is how organizations build staying power, one successful return at a time. That wraps up this episode of Research Roundup by Integrated Benefits Institute. We hope you found the insights valuable and the research thought-provoking. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us to improve and bring you the content you need. Don't forget to share this podcast with your colleagues and network. Join us next time as we continue to explore the latest trends and research in employee health and well-being and workplace productivity. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.